And now we will tackle about the historical foundation of curriculum in the Philippines. Before we are colonized by the Spaniards, education exists during the pre-Hispanic times. However, there was no formal schools because parents are the one who train their child, the one who teach their child at their own home. During this era, the three R's are focused on their education, which are the reading, the writing, and the arithmetic. And fun fact, they use the Alibata alphabet. The main goal of their education during the pre-Hispanic times is solely to promote respect for their Bathala, to pay respect for their laws, customs, and authorities that was taught by their parents and elders of their tribe. Spanish regime. During this time, the curriculum focused on the three R's. However, they omitted the arithmetic and they added the religion. So the three R's in this era are the reading, writing, and religion. Schools here are managed by priests, the church in general, and since they are very religious, they want to spread Christianity, they want to teach their religion. So their learning materials, their main reading materials are based on their religion. So Christian doctrine or the religion was a compulsory subject at all levels. And during this era, only the male population has the privilege to attend the school and be educated. During the Spanish colonization period in the latter part of 19th century, the Ilustrados formed the Filipino well-educated class. These people belong to the middle class that had been raised in Spain and introduced to the liberal ideals of Spanish. They are called Ilustrados because they are the people who have the knowledge and explicitness of thinking of liberalism as well as nationalism of the Filipino netizen. This era was called the Philippine Revolution. The Ilustrados created and leaded the propaganda movement, which was the first Filipino nationalist movement. They wanted to create reforms. The main goal of their curricular reforms are the following. First is the secularization of education. This implies that education must not be based on any religious belief or divine faith. The second is instruction of Spanish. The third one is they want to focus, they want to give attention to the natural science. The fourth is the design of a relevant curriculum since the focus of the curriculum of the Spaniards are based on religion rather. So they want to be to have a new curriculum that is relevant. The next one is the improvement of higher center of learning since, yes, the focus ra gyud sa church ang education during the Spaniards colonization. And lastly is the improvement of the educational system since during this time is only the male population has the right to attend school, so they want everyone can attend and be educated. Jose Rizal was one of the important proponents during this time. His famous two novels, No Limitang Here and El Filibusterismo, criticized unequivocally the friars' method of instruction. After the Philippine Revolution comes the American era. The curriculum was based on American traditions and hierarchy. The English language was the medium of their instruction, and the one who deliver the learning instruction are the American soldiers called the Thomasites. The primary curriculum prescribed by the American to the Filipino were the body training that includes singing, drawing, and physical education, and mental training that includes English, nature, study, and arithmetic. Elementary subjects have civics and geography as subjects, where the immediate curriculum has arithmetic, geography, science, plant life, sanitation. Our present curriculum was influenced by the Americans. That's why we still can observe the subjects that I have mentioned, especially in the elementary subjects. Philippine Commonwealth. During this time, all schools focuses on the development of the moral character, personal discipline, civic conscience, and vocational efficiency. Promote effective participation of the citizens in the processes of a democratic society. This implies that Filipino citizens has the power to vote the right person to be positioned in the government. Japanese regime. There are six basic principles of Japanese education. The first one is the realization of new order. So they want a new order of education in the Philippines. And next is to build or to promote a friendly, harmonious relationship. Second one is foster a new Filipino culture based. And the third one is the endeavor to elevate the morals of people, giving up over emphasis on materialism. The fourth one is diffusion of the Japanese language in the Philippines. This implies that the Japanese wanted to spread their language throughout the country. Third one is promotion of vocational course. So here, the vocational course started. And the last one is to inspire people with a spirit to love neighbor. Martial law period. During this time, the education system goes through a lot of changes. The Department of Education became the Department of Education and Culture in 1972, the Ministry of Education and Culture in 1978, and with the Education Act of 1982, the Ministry of Education, Culture, and Sports, so the added sports. The curriculum from 1986 to the present. The bilingual policy in education was reiterated in the 1987 Constitution of the Philippines. During the year of 1994, the Congress passed Republic Act 7722, as known as Higher Education Act. According to this act, the state shall protect, foster, and promote the right of all citizens to affordable quality education at all levels, and shall take appropriate steps to ensure that education shall be accessible to all. Republic Act 7796 was also passed by the Congress. This act is known as the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or the TESDA. This was signed into law by President Fidel V. Ramos on August 25, 1994. During the year of 2001, the institute governing basic education was renamed as the Department of Education, or what we call now as DepEd. The curriculum of the Philippines is constantly progressing, developing, and improving, and now we are in the K-12 curriculum program, or the Enhanced Basic Education Program from 2012 up to the present. The implementation of K-12 program is the product of the need to compete with internationally standards. Now we are done witnessing the history of curriculum here in our country. I hope you learned something and I have the reference if you want to learn more of the historical foundation of the curriculum. Thank you.